Win is a win nonetheless. Well, other than the turnovers, that occurred today. If you paid attention to our weekly scouting reports, you would be true to this, not new to this. You would understand what just happened today. Uh, like I mentioned, the Commanders wasn't no good team, and they was overhyped, overrated, and that was exposed today. And I hope you guys went on ahead and took that money that Cowboys on the spread, right? Happy what's going on. Hope y'all took the Cowboys on that spread. That was easy money today. Uh, Stevie Wonder can even see how good of a play that was going to be. But man, another good game from Cooper Rush. Another good game by Cooper Rush. Solid on the run game. They did. He did that. He back to back weeks of him putting some solid games. Like I said, anything that goes down with Cooper Rush that ain't. I mean, his limitations is just his arm strength, his physical limitations. But he been putting together back to back games. Like I said, the first game, like he said, he was just rusty, played a bad game. He a backup quarterback that gets minimum reps. So it is was what it was. But yeah, messing around with Cooper Rush, y'all mess around and probably get that Giants win too. I know y'all want to tank, but I don't know what to tell you. But good win. Very ugly, especially toward that end. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the defense, man, and Zim and allowing that big chunk play with McLaurin to happen. I'm very that's very confusing, especially with a secondary back there that's supposed to be some veterans back there. You got Hooker, Wilson, and you got Bland back and Lewis. So that was that's unacceptable, man. I don't care how bad you are, and yeah, that's unacceptable, man. Man, uh, yeah, I mean it was a good win. I'm watching. I'm like, damn, this is an ugly, sloppy game, but it was what it was. So I got to give my shout out to Butler though. I seen Caleb Carson was a healthy scratch. I mean, a rookie in a down year missing Diggs, and you put Butler up there, who they said that's been in the league for 5 years, and they made his debut to a few weeks ago. I mean, that should tell you something. That pretty much what I've been saying. That boy trash. That boy trash. But Butler came to play though. Butler was competing out there, and that's all you can ask for. Is it me, or did the secondary look a little bit better without Diggs today? I mean, it could be me. It could be me, man. It could be me. It could be me. No Diggs, no problem, man. It could be me though. Cause they looked a whole lot better. It looked a little bit more disciplined too. And they looked a little bit more competitive too. And I'm talking about in that secondary. So I mean that's a bad thing when you paying your money people, you're supposed to be your top dogs, paper, and when they missing, you like, man, I feel like they play better. You shouldn't be saying that. You should be like, yeah, we missed them today. But when 11 was out, I ain't miss him. Uh, Diggs was out today. We ain't miss him. Foe been out. We for sure ain't been missing him. So why is you paying these dudes that in all reality really ain't making an impact on what people may seem? Well, just because they put up numbers against scrubs, now all of a sudden they're supposed to be great. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm looking at Louvu. Louvu is what people think that Michael Parsons is and is supposed to be. Louvu out there doing what he's supposed to do. Hey man, Dan Quinn ain't about to bring that scrub up over there. Dan Quinn like, hey, look, man, as much as I was rocking with you, as much as we might have had a little bond, hey, I got the player that you supposed to be. We gonna go good. Don't that boy got like 7 sacks? So I don't think Dan Quinn worried about no number 11, man. If we just being honest with you. But the defense plays solid though. Other than that mishap, they play solid though. They did what they supposed to. Like as we spoke about in the scouting report. Make Jaden Daniels a passer. The only time you really missed Jaden Daniels was when he was using his legs. That was it. That's the only time he's hurt. He's not going to hurt you as a passer, as was spoken. In regards to that last chunk play, his majority of his passing came from that one play. They gonna look at the stats like he did something. No, like we mentioned, he gonna throw you. He gonna give you opportunities, and we took advantage of opportunities. He just he ain't the quarterback on what people think that he's supposed to be. I'm telling y'all, quarterback play in today's time sucks. And he's a half the field reader. And people saying that we can't get Lance up in this thing. He's a half the field reader. He makes slow decisions. Like he got some good ball placement at times. Like you seen, like there was some things up on the money though, but there's some things that you probably could work with that you can refine. Like I said, I'm not putting him on like he a scrub, but when it comes down to what you need as a quarterback, you'll never go far with that. Because unless he advances in what he sees and his scanning ability, he'll never go far. Just like Lamar, probably the farthest he went is going to be what he did last year. They'll never go far. If they ain't got the pieces together to help them go far, they'll never take a team to the top because of them, because of their ability to read a defense, their ability to scan, process. It's them. They're dumbing things down. Like the NFL is really dumbing things down for these quarterbacks to try to be successful. How we got a dumb thing, bro? We should be able to throw the book at you. See, I tell you this though, not to get too far off of what we're doing with the Cowboys, right? What Atlanta doing with Penix? That's what you're supposed to do. It don't matter when you took him. That's what you're supposed to do. Let him sit for a year or two, and then let him come in and do his thing. And if you get opportunities, then you get opportunities. But back to the thing, like I said, I want to give a shout out to Ghostin. Ghostin been playing solid football. He made a huge play. He made more plays, to be honest with you, more impactful plays than what number 11 it did. Now, number 11, even though he got that sack at the end, he should be very disappointed in his performance. Like I told y'all, he had barbecue chicken. He even had more barbecue chicken this game than he did last game, and he didn't eat. They gonna talk about, oh, he got chipped. And man, come on, man. Hey, Myles Garrett and them get chipped, they find a way. Bro, I seen you line up in the inside against that right guard who we mentioned that with quickness, you should be able to go ahead and whack him one. He couldn't get none on him when he lined up inside. I mean, it just was what it was, man. That boy just gets so overhyped in regards to these when we look at these television copies. I just be shaking my head when they be talking about how much the Cowboys miss the boy and how good the boy is, man. I just be shaking my head like, man, I don't know what y'all see, and y'all supposed to be having better access to the film than what we got. Shit, all we got is an all 22, right? Which is good, which is good though. But they be having things where, oh, you can slide this in and it's gonna give you all these plays, so they able to be specific. Shit, if I got that, boy, hey, I'll be in business, boy. But shoot, like I said, we done showed y'all what it is on that all 22 with that boy, man. He don't make no plays. But I want to give a shout out to Ghosty. But overall, like I said, Zim, right, from what the circumstances that he's put in, from what he got, man, Zim been doing a solid job. He been doing a solid job. They bad long. Hey man, hey man, I see that with a mile away. Man, I see that when I was looking at that film. I was like, man, because I don't never say, because that's why I put the disclaimer. If the Cowboys ain't gave up, man, they should be able to beat them. This is their best chance to be able to beat the team. And what did they do? They beat them. They beat them. Offensive line collectively did a solid job, even with you missing your two interior persons. I think Zach Martin. See, I think with Zach Martin missing, I think that kind of helped a little bit. I'll be honest with you because Zach Martin was looking a little bit lazy and he been getting his ass whooped. Now Tyler Smith, on the other hand, it would have been cool to have him though, but it was what it was though. So Bass and Hoffman, the way that they filled and did their job, they did a pretty good job. But like I said, that Commanders team ain't getting to the quarterback. So when they sit over there talking about like they got some good pass rush, and I was trying to figure out where is this good pass rush at because I never seen it. And you seen today, we missing two bodies. You got Terrence Steele out there, you got Guyton out there, and they couldn't take advantage of it. Armstrong, Fowler, they were talking all this. Yeah, we got this game circled. This how y'all play with that game circled? Dan Quinn up in there sick. But remember, we were supposed to be missing Dan Quinn, right? Dan Quinn can't even get a dub against this sorry ass Cowboys team. So that should tell you something. Because in all reality, Dan Quinn should have too old this team. If we being honest. Oh yeah, man. I seen that. I was like, dang. Yeah, man, that was big. That boy put his foot in the ground and whoop. And then he made that play. Got to give a shout out to Turpin because that was the game right there. That was the game right there. Definitely got to get a shout out to Turpin. And then I got to acknowledge, especially the past few games, on how Turpin and his kick returns getting some pretty solid field position. He getting past that 30. So I definitely got to give a shout out to Turpin on that. So he definitely because he really ain't been providing too much value at that wide receiver position. But but at that return though, he definitely been providing some value because if you took away that kick return, special teams were struggling today. The block kicks on punt and on the field goal unit, that ain't good, especially how it was happening, especially how they was getting drugged in there, especially who they was doing. I think what BB and then the long snapper, man, that ain't good, And I would expect teams in the future to try to take advantage of that. So they're gonna have to clean that up because Falso ain't been having a good, little couple weeks in regards to what he been doing on special teams. So they definitely need to clean that up. How many times Cooper Rush threw that ball today? Was it 30? If I'm not mistaken, I gotta go look at my thing, but I think it was about like 30 or something. That's where we want it. Remember, I'll say if we can get Cooper Rush about the 35 attempts or less, more than likely there's going to be some good things that can happen for this Cowboys team. And that's what happened today. Dowdle run the ball. Hey, man, what's up with every time Zeke getting the ball, man, getting the game, the ball dropping on the ground? What's up with that? Man, come on now. And then lately, the snaps from BB, man, they've been a little herky-jerky the past couple weeks, man. He going to have to clean that up too, man. He going to have to clean that up. Because there was even a couple times, man, where the exchange didn't result in a bobble, man. He going to have to clean that up. Now, I know you've been working with Dak, though, but come on, man. You going to clean that up, man, because that, you're going to have to get right on that. CD, let me go ahead and give CD some props on a couple plays that stood out to me, right? Not only his 10 plus catches though, but I'm talking about one early in the game where Cooper Rush threw the ball and he came back to the football. How many times do you see these wide receivers, and a lot of the times wide receivers in general in today's time, coming back to the football and making a play? That was big right there. So I got to give him credit on that. Another one, even though it didn't really matter, but him hustling back and popping a football out and us getting the ball back. So I definitely got to give 88, right? Because, I'm pretty sure 88 I know 88. Hey, one thing for sure. They can BS me all they want to, but I know for sure 88 listen up over here. And 88, boy, if you listening, I'll give you a shout out for them couple plays, man, because that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see, man. You can do what you had to do. Now, like I said, We got a better quarterback, even though he's physically limited though. So there's some things in regards to his physical limitations, which if times where you might need to be led in regards to throwing the football, he might not be able to do that. But all in all, you got you a quarterback that, especially in the intermediate, he can put it on the money for you. Uh Schoonmaker, hey man, hey look, is it? I hold. Let's put this in perspective, real quick, y'all. Is it? Was it? Is it Dak that was holding these tight ends back? Because why is my backup quarterback got these tight ends looking like some contributors? Span Ford been contributing the past couple weeks. Schoonmaker, y'all see Schoonmaker though? Maybe it was the quarterback. Because Schoonmaker actually showing signs of what he did in college. So maybe it was Foe that was holding these players back. Well, we know it was Foe holding these players back. But man, that catch in that end zone, I'm like, look at Schoonmaker. Even though he should have made that, I'm like, look at Schoonmaker. Span Four made a little couple across the field. I'm like, hold up. He's making these, in our view, some mediocre at best, below average tight ends looking like contributors. I even put that boy Schoonmaker. I started him in my FanDuel today. I started him. I was like, man, when I seen Wade Cooper, I said, man, he gonna give me a tug. He gave me a tug. I knew I took Rico on the over on the yards. I took Rush on the over on the yards. Who else I took? Yeah, I knew what's up, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I knew what's up today, man. Yeah, and it was good that Mike McCarthy looked at that tape, man, and that left side. Tell you that edge, that left side, there was some barbecue chicken over there. So they had probably their best success on that left side. I'm telling y'all, man. See, in our reality, right? But I do got some criticism though from Mike McCarthy in his use of Trey Lance. And I think with the use of Trey Lance, when you see him in regards to his packages and how he uses them, I think that's a telltale sign that even though we know it ain't all been on play calling, that's a telltale sign that he don't know how to go ahead and adjust. And he not really a student of the game. He's not really studying all them times, especially with how the NFL has been going. You telling me that you done looked at all that film and you're telling me that you can't come up with better packages for Trey Lance. You got Trey Lance running a sweep. Cause there was a couple plays I'm looking like, bro, why are you not just running it downhill? Why is we hitting east-west? Why are we not going north-south? And like the couple of times that they use Trey Lance, that should tell y'all everything you need to know. This be like, Mike McCarthy ain't the one for the way the quarterback position is being played. If he was to get a chance somewhere else, maybe head coach, but offensive coordinator, he ain't got it. Because anybody with mobility, he can't do it. So see, like when I had made this statement, last week or the week before, Mike McCarthy is somebody that got to have a pocket quarterback. He got to have a pocket quarterback. So that's why you see some of his best calls and some of his best football is being done with Cooper Rush. Because Cooper Rush is the type of quarterback that he needs that best fits on how he sees the game and wants to call the game. If you're looking for a quarterback that can deal with these quarterbacks of today, a coordinator that can deal with these quarterbacks of today, Mike McCarthy ain't that one. He can't do it. That's not him. See, Aaron Rodgers, he was just a special quarterback, right? Somebody that could use his legs, though, but definitely in regards to being in that pocket and buying time, a lot of the things were just on him as a football player, right? And he ain't got Aaron Rodgers up over here. So in regards to getting the most out of your quarterback, especially with anybody that probably mobility is their best strong suit instead of throwing a rock, he can't do it. Now, Cooper Rush had a stronger arm. You might be in business with something. You probably should have paid him. But because Cooper Rush don't have a stronger arm, you see why that boy is a backup quarterback. But from the shoulders up, you see how he's just a better quarterback than your starting quarterback. And as you can see, hey, it ain't all about you throwing the ball 50, 60, 70 yards. It's about the shoulder up. It's about here. And here, he's just night and day better than Foe. And you can see it on the field. I even see the routes that was being run today was much sharper than what it was before because they know that they have a chance of getting a rock like Brooks. He know he got a chance. I even see what's his name get up in the fold. Mingo, he got that catch, man. I think he came back to the ball, man. What was it? A comeback he ran? If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember. But I even see him got a catch. You know? That money that Tolbert missed at the beginning of the game, which was so money, but he dropped it. That drive probably was going to lead to 7. That drive was probably going to lead to 7, but it didn't, because we did leave a lot of plays out there not being made. And you seen today why we're a bad team, but you seen also today that the Commanders was an overrated team, especially with that quarterback. The Commanders ain't going to do much of nothing. And that offensive coordinator that they got, that I seen talking about Jerry Jones. I don't know if it was a rumor or if it got some truth to it or what. I don't know if there's smoke that's going to have some fire. But I'm going to tell you this. If Jerry Jones is considering Cliff Kingsbury as a head coach, man, you would be making a great mistake, a huge mistake, because he ain't it. You seen that he ain't it with the Arizona Cardinals. Hey, Cliff Kingsbury, Barry, or whatever the hell his name is, college coach. In regards to what he's doing right now in the NFL, I don't see it, man. I don't. Versus win the team. That. Yeah. Facts. Facts, Lo. Facts. That's facts, Lo. That is big facts. Versus winning teams. That's big facts. Facts. Especially that Bengals. Like, when I think about Rush, that Bengals game always come to my mind. That Bengals game come to my mind a lot of the times when I think about some of the wins that he has had versus winning team. That was a good win. But you right. Dak, if you look at the quality of teams Dak has beat, it's all been mediocre to weak-ass teams. It ain't never been one of the top teams. Never been. Never been. He got a win against Pittsburgh with against with Fields. I don't think he wins that game with Russell Wilson. You see the way that Russell Wilson got them boys playing. I don't think he win that game with Russell Wilson at quarterback. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. But if for some reason the Dallas Cowboys think that they have a shot this year, kind of how you played this game is going to have to be your identity. You're going to have to mash it up, muck it up. It's going to have to be ugly. You're going to have to pound the football. And you're going to have probably sustained drives. You're probably going to score, unless you get lucky over some chunk plays, you're probably going to have to average 7 to 8 plays on your drives if you want to consistently put points up, unless your defense makes a play. But your defense is not good enough to rely on quarter in, quarter out. Now, your defense have been playing better than probably what most want to give credit for, because a lot of the times when we have won, and yeah, this year and even in some of the closer losses, the defense has been the reason. The Browns game, the Steelers game, this game, when you was in the Texans game, like, the defense has been the reason that you have been in these games. So that's credit to Mike Zimmer for sure. Cause I see what Zimmer doing, and 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 I'm gonna be honest with you. Zimmer is coaching up Dan Quinn's players. So the type of players that Zim would normally like, this ain't who he normally rocks with. And so he's taking somebody else's players and coaching them up his way and getting them more out of them than that. When it come down to the talent that the Redskins or Commanders or whatever them got, bro, when you go look for player, the Commanders have more talent overall, I would say, in the front seven than what the Dallas Cowboys have, right? The Bama boys, Louisville, uh, even some of the little average ass rushers that they got on the end, but Payne, you ain't got no Deron Payne, you ain't got no Jonathan Allen in the middle. So that right there, right? You got quality linebackers. You actually got a linebacker that actually does what Micah Parsons is supposed to do, right? You got Lattimore over there now, right? I think our corners, I believe our corners though is top to bottom better though. I believe our corners is better. Yeah, you got a young Overshown, but you really ain't got no talent on his defense, right? Especially with Sam Williams being hurt, you really ain't got no talent on his defense because I don't even consider Michael Parsons a talented player. I don't. I don't. I know people will be like, man, what is it with you and Michael Parsons? Bro, he just sucked. I mean, I just don't know how to tell you. He just sucked. I mean, if you can't see it by now, you ain't never gonna see it. You ain't never gonna see it. This was another game where there wasn't much passing. So in order for him to make a play, he had to go ahead and make it in the run game. Well, you know what happens if Michael Parsons is left to making a play in the run game. It ain't gonna happen. It never happens. And it didn't happen today. And you should be frustrated with that boy because Jerry possibly is going to try to hand out the bag to somebody that's not even a good player. You're going to pay this man as one of the best defensive players in the league, and he's not a good player. You should be very, very worried about that. When that money can go somewhere else. Now, if for some reason, right, Jerry Jones, I don't know if you got media people listening or whatever the case may be to me. Jerry Jones, I want you to listen and listen carefully. You've been making some dumbass decisions lately, right? But I'm going to tell you something. I think this decision, if you choose to pay number 11 in the off season, if you choose to pay him, this will probably be one of the dumber decisions that you have ever made as a GM. One of the dumber decisions. And it'll probably be up on par, if probably not even more than you paying with Dak. And we know that Dak decision was very dumb. So I'm thinking that decision to pay number 11 will probably be a little bit over than what you did with Dak. Don't let them boys try to trick you into thinking that boy can play football. Jerry Jones, boy, call me up and I will sit down with you and watch tape with you to show you that boy is scrub. So we could go ahead and do our best to save these Cowboys from the destruction that you and that boy Stephen Jones have done. And it'll be free 99. But if you keep calling me, I'm going to charge your ass. But for that, man, come on, man. We bust that tape out, boy. I'm telling you, man. We'll bust that tape out. That boy ain't good. We can look at every single play he has ever had as a Dallas Cowboy. But you don't even need to show you every play. Just give me the games that you think that he played good in. And I'm going to show you why he didn't play good in them. That's how, boy, man, I would have go that, man. I would have talked with that boy for free, man. That's how much bad, man. I don't want that man to make that decision. Because, man, Dallas Cowboys, you will be miserable with paying him something so big and not being able to acquire other talent on this team because you're paying a player like him all that money. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. You already stuck with foe. You already stuck with that bill for four. You ain't stuck with him because you can cut his ass or trade him. They talking about that no trade clause, tell him to waive it. So that ain't nothing. So there's always a will. So that ain't nothing. You might got to pay the price for that, but don't pay the price for this one. You know. But yeah, man. Shit. When Cook's coming back? When Cook's coming back? Because I think with Cook's back, I think you'll see the offense look a whole lot better because you got a quarterback that can be able to put some on money, right? Some of them crossing routes. I think that Cooks will be able to be on the money, and that's somebody that'll take a little less pressure off of CD Lamb because you just, like I said, you just had a quarterback that can give a player like Cooks the football, right? You just didn't have a player like that. I mean, I'm talking about with that, but even though Rush ain't no deep ball thrower, he can get Cooks the football. About 30 yards, man. About that 30, 35-yard range, man. That's where I want Rush at anyway. That's probably the max where I want Rush at anyway. And you telling me that we can't get a chunk for about 30, 35? We could. But yeah, man. Also, Tyler Guyton, what's up with you? You be making some dumbass decisions in regards to just like your alignment this week, right? That's just basics is what you're supposed to do every play. Make sure you lined up. So you're sloppy in that. You made that dumbass play with that fumble last week. Like, man, you need to get your stuff together, man. Because you being a rookie, man, that's no excuse. That's no excuse for you to be making some of the plays that you do. Because that's stuff that you learned if you was, I guess I'm assuming that you was at least taught correctly to not do. That's something that they tell you in training camp how to line up, and you telling me that, man, come on, G. Come on, G. And you ain't giving me no, and just like Laramie Tunsil, right? He'll get them penalties though, but he could play some football. You ain't even giving me Laramie Tunsil play right now, do you? You ain't even giving me Flozell Adams play to be wanted to accept stuff like that. If you gave me Flo, look at Packers up on them boys 10-0. But if you gave me Flozell Adams production, I wouldn't be tripping. So if you won't give me them penalties the way that you've been doing, man, step your game up. I'm just being honest with you. Step your game up. Step your game up. But like I said, good win, much needed win. I think the win will make Cowboys Nation feel a lot better, knowing that you done beat it against a division rival. Because you know for damn sure that if you would have lost that game, they would have lost their mind in the way that they would have been talking to you this week. But now they feeling real upset. And on some real, I believe Cowboy Nation, off of the momentum that you had this game, I think you could beat the Giants as well too. Now you might not get another win for a little while after that, but I believe that you can beat the Giants after that. On Thursday. One thing's for sure, I can stomach that, but can I get wins on Thanksgiving? Right? It's just something about taking an L on Thanksgiving that just don't never sit right. Can you continue to build up on that dub for Thanksgiving at least, right? Get my Cowboy Nation out there something to go ahead and when they having that cranberry and that stuffing and that turkey, man. Not that jive turkey that you got over there on the defense. Well, they got some turkey. Can you get them something good to be able to go in? Because I'm pretty sure they got the family coming over there. Probably some New York Giants fans coming to pull up with them and eating that sweet potato pie. Can you go ahead and give my Cowboy Nation a dub? Can you? But yeah, I'm about to figure out how I'm going to do this week. Because, this is that short week where we got to do boom, 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 boom. Right? We got to get ready. But the good thing about it is we're going against a familiar opponent, but new quarterback, So, that new quarterback that looked to be playing too official. DeVito, there's some tape out on him, though. But, yeah, the Giants for sure telling you that they ain't full tank mode. But, can I get Trey Lance a better package? That's all I'm asking, Mike McCarthy. Can I get Trey Lance a better package this week than that sorry ass package that you gave me. Man, get a man a quarterback power in the red zone, in the goal line, man. Give him a touchdown to continue to boost his confidence, man. Work with him because at the end of the day, regardless of how this season turned out, you're going to have to give that man at least about 4 to 5 games to see what you got. You're going to have to. You're going to have to. It wouldn't be wise for you not to do it. So let's go ahead and build toward that because I don't care how good Cooper Rush may play. We need to see what Trey Lance got. We need to figure out, can we build on this or not? That'll tell us everything we need to know. That'll help us with what we're doing when it comes down to our draft talk coming up soon. Do we got to go ahead and pay a little bit more attention to the quarterbacks this year? Probably. So let's figure out, is there a gem? Because we done missed out on a couple little gems this past year and the previous year before that. I mean, they could trade to go get it, though, right? Because I think that Florida State quarterback that we talked about that's over there with the Jets is kind of decent. And I know he on a red shirt year. I think he was decent. I liked it, that UCLA quarterback a couple years before. I thought he was decent, especially the way the quarterback position is being played. I thought you could have been able to build off something like that. There was another one I like. I can't remember, though. But yeah, man, the gems, the one I'm looking like the gems though has been in the later rounds though, in the mid rounds with them gems. So we looking for the gems. So this year we probably might have to go really in depth on quarterback play this year, because especially with Rush, I mean Rush ain't gonna continue to be here. So you're gonna have to eventually move on from Rush. So regardless, you're gonna have to have a backup quarterback in the rings. You gonna, like I said, you're gonna have to figure out if Trey Lance is it. If not, you're gonna have to mess around. You're gonna have to draft a quarterback this year. Unless Trey Lance can give you grace and mercy, and like, yeah, he'll play. I think he can play. I've seen glimpses where he can play. He just don't get no snaps. He don't get snaps in practice, y'all. See, Jerry and them ain't gonna tell you that though, but Trey Lance don't really get snaps in practice. I mean, you can even see it with the what you call it? What's her boy name? Daniel Jones when he got cut. You can even see, which I don't understand that because that ain't all his fault. But you see, he was playing scout team quarterback as a third. I mean, safety or whatever as a third. They don't get snaps. They don't got time to give him snaps. So Trey Lance, for the longest part, wasn't getting snaps till now, right? So they got to work him in. So the momentum that he had, which was building off for preseason to knock off that rust, now he went a month to 6 weeks without really throwing a rock. So now he getting back in the groove of throwing a rock. Now, hopefully he was throwing a rock on his own time, but knowing today's with these kids' work ethic, who knows? But he wasn't getting reps in practice. So now he getting reps because he's a backup quarterback, but it still ain't like what he get with the starters though. But that's all I'm saying, man. But anyway, Cowboy Nation, enjoy this win. Talk your mess because you deserve to talk your mess, because the Commanders been talking real slick lately, acting like they just got the second coming of Michael Vick. They got the second coming of McNair, and in our reality, it ain't looking too hot. It ain't looking too good. But yeah, man, I'm up out of here, y'all. To the next one. We gone.